Good morning, and welcome to the Unitarian Universalist Congregation of York. My name is Avery Marcini, your worship associate. I use he, him pronouns. Before we enter into our worship time together, there's a few announcements we want to share about our community here at UUCY. If you have come to UUCY today with children, we are delighted to have you. This is an intergenerational service. All children and youth are invited to stay in the sanctuary. Our nursery is always available for children aged 4 and younger. Make sure to note the announcements listed on the back of our order of service, including our spring congregational meeting and lunch provided by our board. You can use your phone camera to scan the QR codes on the back of our order of service for more detail and info for newcomers. We are delighted to have you with us today. Whoever you are, whoever you love, we are glad your faith journey has brought you here today. The mission of this congregation is to nurture a loving community, inspire lifelong spiritual and personal growth, and act for a better world. We welcome all of you joining us in person or online. If you are joining us for the first time, we invite you to visit our welcome desk to fill out a newcomer card or send an email to welcome@uucy.org so that we might get to know you. Let us now mark this time made sacred by our presence by taking a collective breath. Again, welcome to UUCY.
As we light our chalice this morning in the sanctuary, a symbol of our living tradition, those joining us remotely are also invited to light a candle or a chalice of their own. I offer words entitled A Symbol of Learning and Love by Elizabeth Harding. We, Unitarian Universalists, don't drink from our chalice. Instead, we use it to hold the flame. The circle of the chalice helps keep the fire small. The flame doesn't blind us. It doesn't burn us. It gives us light so we can see all the different things in the universe, even the invisible ones. Because the Unitarian Universalist flame is a light of learning. The flaming chalice is a symbol of learning and of love. It is our symbol, the symbol of Unitarian Universalism.
Hello. Oh, we have some youth on the rug. I love it. Rainbow, you can come and join us on the rug. This would be youth of all ages, because really this story is for all ages. We'd like to share with you, with my capable assistants here for, shall we say, visual aids, a story called The Missing Piece, which is by Shel Silverstein. Ready? And hold them up nice and high. The missing piece sat alone, waiting for someone to come along and take it somewhere. Some fit, but then it could not roll. Others did roll, but it could not fit. And one didn't know a thing about fitting. Another one didn't know a thing about anything. One was too delicate and put it on a pedestal and left it there. Some had too many pieces missing. Some had too many pieces, period. The missing piece learned to hide from the hungry ones, but more came. Some looked too closely. Others rolled right by without noticing. It tried to make itself more attractive. It didn't help. It tried being flashy, but that just frightened away the shy ones. At last, one came along that fit just right. But all of a sudden, the missing piece began to grow and grow. Well, I didn't know you were going to grow. I didn't know it either, said the missing piece. Yeah, well, I'm looking for my missing piece, one that won't increase. Why? And then one day, one came along who looked different. What do you want of me? Asked the missing piece. Nothing. What do you need from me? Nothing. Who are you? Asked the missing piece. I am the big O, said the big O. I think you're the one I've been waiting for, said the missing piece. Maybe I'm your missing piece. But I'm not missing a piece, said the big O. There is no place you would fit. Oh, well, that's too bad, said the missing piece, because I was hoping I could roll with you. You cannot roll with me, said the big O, but perhaps you could roll by yourself. By myself? A missing piece cannot roll by itself. Have you ever tried? Asked the big O. Hey, but I have sharp corners, said the missing piece. I am not shaped for rolling. Corners wear off, said the big O, and shapes change. Anyhow, I have to say goodbye. Perhaps we'll meet again. And away they rolled. The missing piece was alone again. For a long time, it just sat there. And slowly, it lifted itself up on one end and flopped over. Flop. Then lift, pull, flop. It began to move forward, and soon its edges began to wear off. Lift, pull, flop, lift, pull, flop, lift, pull, flop. And its shape began to change. And then it was bumping instead of flopping. And then it was bouncing instead of bumping. And then it was rolling instead of bouncing. And it didn't know where to, and it didn't care because it was rolling. The end. Thank you. Wonderful. So we're not dismissing anyone today, so I'm just going to step back, and thanks to my capable assistants, and roll on.
Right? For our youth.
We do. So maybe if these capable assistants wanted to sit down, in your order of service, there's a song printed.
A lyrics page.
A lyrics page. Will you come and follow me?
On the back.
At least I hope it's on the back, I think.
It is, yeah.
This is a song written by John Bell and Graham Mowell, who are part of the Iona community in Scotland. And it spoke to me, and I thought it would be nice to maybe share this with our youth. And even if you think you don't know it, it's one of those tunes that once you hear it, you'll know it. It's a nice, easy sing. So will you join us in singing, Will You Come and Follow Me? Nobody needs to stand up. I hope you'll listen to the words, guys and gals. Will you come and follow me if I would call your name? Will you go where you don't know and never be the same? Will you let your love be shown? Will you let your name be known? Will you let your life be grown in you and you in
You youth and babies and mamas and rainbow. I'd like to invite Nora and Zia and Bella to come and join me on the chancel for Matters of the Heart.
We dedicate time in our service each week to address what we call matters of the heart, to reflect on the challenges and struggles we endure in this life on earth. To guide our thoughts in this time of meditation and prayer, we offer words entitled The Richness of Our Differences by Julianne Lepp.
We seek our place in the world and the answers to our heart's deep questions.
As we seek, may our hearts be open to unexpected answers. May we be reminded that beings are whole, sacred, and worthy.
Let our hearts be welcoming of multiple truths, not holding hard or fast closed-mindedness or judgmental thinking.
What can we learn from each other in the richness of our differences?
May the heart of compassion help us recognize the sacred in each other and bridge the differences in challenging times.
May each of us be held in relationship, accountability, and the power of beloved community.
Blessed be. You may feel too large or too small to share. You may not be ready to hear it out loud. But please know that our community holds these with you in silence, even if the words never come.
We will light one final candle this morning for all that remains unspoken within your heart. We honor all that we carry within us and know that the flame of our faith kindled here resides within us also at all times, so may it ever be. Offering.
Today, we honor a journey that some of our youth have been on to mindfully enter the next phase of their lives. And we call this particular stage coming of age. It represents an opening up of their spiritual horizons. In the Coming of Age program, they have spent time learning about shared values of Unitarian Universalism, the things that matter most to us as a people of faith who choose what they believe. They have explored some big questions and sought to learn more about the history and rituals and practices that support life for many people of different spiritual paths. And this is ultimately a time when we have invited them to think specifically about their own path. We have affirmed their agency, the fact that they get to choose as they determine for themselves what makes a good life and what values will ground and center them, what they need most to thrive, and how they will leave their unique imprint on the world. One part of coming of age curriculum is working with a mentor in the congregation who serves as a sounding board and conversation partner with youth as they're writing their personal Credos statements or a statement of their values or faith. We're about to hear a little bit about what they have discovered, knowing that these things will continue to shift and change over time as they continue to discover and discern their life path. It is a great gift of faith communities that we become part of one another's lives. And one of our jobs is to be a life witness for one another, to celebrate with one another the milestones and joys, even as we provide comfort and support for one another during challenging times and losses. This is a part of what it means to be a spiritual community. So it is with great pleasure that I present our coming of age youth and their mentors. Please witness their lives.
Okay. We'll start again. Good morning. I have the honor and pleasure of being a mentor for Nora Sullivan. and it really has been a pleasure. I found her to be warm, kind, intelligent, and thoughtful. And Nora is a senior at Capital Area School for the Arts. She'll be attending Westchester University in the fall, majoring in social work. And this summer, she'll be working at Camp Stomping Ground. She's going to tell you a little bit about that. She is a people person, and she loves the outdoors, children. I saw her like drooling over that baby. Theater and film. And as you listen to her credo, I want you to remember that I taught her everything she knows, which is a bald-faced lie, but I want you to think that. Okay. Take it away, Nora.
Hi, thank you all for showing up today. My name is Nora. Most of you may know my grandfather, Jim Hershey, the person who brought me and my family here. I'm 18 and I'm graduating soon. I was never told what to believe growing up, so this coming of age program has been a good outlet for me to really solidify my religious beliefs that for all my life I've been expanding and evolving. It's often hard for me to talk about things like this without explaining my background because my experiences have truly shaped who I am. I'm the product of a very unique school system, and my past has been very impactful for me. I would say it makes me who I am, so my first question is, why am I the way I am? Growing up, I went to a school called the Circle School, a self-directed, democratic Sudbury school. I spent about 7 years there, and while I was there, I was fully independent. I participated heavily in the judicial system and all of the election processes. I made motions, created rules, appealed rules, and sought justice where justice needed to be served. With all of the freedoms I had, I was able to foster really deep friendships with people of all ages and handle conflict. I was actually a certified mediator. Staff and students were seen as equal, and I think that played a huge part in my maturity. I had very healthy dynamics, and I was very good at talking to adults and pretty much anybody because I got to practice that every day for 7 years. This school impacted me greatly, and I think that if I would have attended a traditional school like I did kindergarten through 3rd grade, my growth would have been hindered. I remember regular school feeling so wrong for me, and I yearned for independence and autonomy at a very young age. My lovely mom played a huge part in allowing me to be myself. She was always an advocate for my happiness, and she knew that her little plant needed to grow. I also attended a summer camp called Camp Stomping Ground for 5 years that I now work at, that taught me big ideas like radical empathy and restorative justice and humble curiosity. This place is so meaningful to me as I met some of my best friends and practiced addressing conflict with a curious and radically empathetic outlook. This community this camp has cultivated is so special and magical and is unlike any I've seen. Working at camp has inspired me to pursue working with kids for my career. I could go on about my big magical journey of life, but overall, my circumstances all conspired to give me the space I needed to grow into who I am. So while I was growing up, I've always had a very open mindset about religion and spirituality, and these are a few ideas I developed. What is God to me? God to me is a feeling, an energy that is within all of us. God is the sun, the earth, and everything in between. What us humans feel when we connect with each other or love each other. I believe we are all connected through the universe, and every moment we live is a part of our journey. I utilize the universe's gifts in my everyday life. I use oracle cards and meditation to tune into the vibrations of life and the small fates of my days. I was born with a really strong intuition that I've practiced my whole life. It's hard to explain, but some things just feel right, and I think the universe conspires to lead me. And that voice, or light of God, speaks to me in my heart and soul. I find God in everything, like lakes and creeks and oceans, trees, big and tall, crooked and small, little bugs, plants and moss, and ferns when they're all little and curled up. I see it in love, laughter, and conflict. I see it when things feel like they're meant to be. Sometimes I can feel when little moments change the trajectory of a bigger story, and I see God in that. Speaking of how actions impact others, another value I have is the importance of radical empathy and how human connection is what holds this world together. I was born with a really strong sense of empathy, and that brings me to be very sensitive to the world around me. The desire to make change when things feel wrong comes from both my school and camp as well as within me. We all have a duty on this earth to take care of each other, and that means to live, love, make mistakes, learn, and forgive. We are all on this earth to live our lives, but how can we navigate this big world without each other? Connection is scientifically what humans need, and when we don't use compassion and empathy within those connections, things crumble. Working at Camp Stomping Ground has forever changed how I treat others. As I mentioned before, I've had lots of practice cultivating healthy relationships, using radical empathy and restorative justice. These skills have helped me become more spiritually aware of how others are meant to be treated. Fostering connections with love and empathy is the most special and magical thing in this life. And that's my final question. What is the purpose of life? Of course, nobody really knows, but we have to make something up to make sure we live our lives morally and to the fullest. We're all born with our own unique truth, a true note we're destined to sing. A lot of people on this earth don't get to follow their truth because of their circumstances. Most of us don't take up nearly the space the universe intended for us, but I believe everybody has a light within our souls. I believe life's purpose is to be yourself, to be beautifully and authentically you. I think it's interesting that so many people in this world spend their lives trying to find themselves when really the code is given to you when you're born. We all appreciate people when they can be themselves. We admire authenticity and uniqueness. We love people with imagination and artists who can create, the really special people who have strong intuitions and empathy who might seem magical. If you think about it, those are the traits of kids. When I was a kid, I was fantastic at being myself because I didn't know how to disguise my differentness. And I think that goes for all of us. Tying back into my idea about empathy, I think one of the most important things in this life is to allow children to grow and be themselves and help foster that using empathy and play and imagination. Because imagination is that magical thing that keeps us from being stuck on the ground. Humans all have an inner child, and that's where our authenticity lies. Life's purpose is to love each other, even if it hurts, even if it's difficult because we don't accept the love we deserve, to care for each other, even if we're all different, to find joy in things, even when they're not joyous, because our lives seem so small in the grand scheme of things. But in our reality, our lives are big and unique and just as meaningful as everyone else's. And we experience so much during our time on earth, so it's crucial that we do what brings us joy and makes us feel accomplished, fulfilled, and to be impactful. All of our lives are precious, and I think that as long as we are living our truths and experiencing life however it comes, we are serving life's purpose. Thank you.
Good morning, my name's Eric Ekstrom, and I had the pleasure of mentoring Avery Marcini. It was a very cool experience to see how Avery had a seed or an idea back in February, and how what he's going to say now is a growth of that, but also that little kernel was a very minor part of what it became. So what I would have predicted in February turned out differently, and that's a great demonstration of the journey that these youth go through in putting pen to paper. A little bit of background on Avery. He's been attending UUCY his whole life with Matt and Jess, his parents, and Max, his brother. He's currently finishing up 8th grade at Central York Middle School. He has well-rounded interests in terms of he's involved with jazz band, running cross country, and creating all forms of art. He shared some of it. This one he said he whipped out yesterday. These are some he doesn't like, but I think they're pretty awesome. This whole folder of artwork, so that's a pretty neat trait. Oh, and science. So long term, he has some big goals to take that interest in science to go into a biology degree and long term be a dentist. So good luck on his journey. So with that, here's Avery Marcini.
At the moment, I feel the best way to spend your life is to experience as much as you can, to go out and do something and cherish each and every day. to live life to the fullest and follow your dreams. Strive to be the best human you can possibly be. The good, the bad, and the ugly shape us into who we are. A good example of someone who's fulfilled life's purpose in my eyes is Captain America. Throughout his life, he did all he could to make the world a better place. He fought off threats to save the world. He helped everyone that couldn't help themselves, and he found love in everybody, even the bad guys. He did all that for the world until it was time for him to pass the torch to the next captain. Despite his own trauma, he saw the good in people and still fought to make the world a better place. I don't think us as humans, or any creature, or for that matter, are limited to just one life. I believe we are reborn into other animals or humans. I don't resonate with the idea of a soul, but I do think that there is some kind of other energy that makes us all come alive. Being gifted one life doesn't seem very logical, because you don't get to experience much of being alive in the grand scheme of things, because you live, you die, and then you go to heaven for the rest of forever. I think every life gives you a new chance to better the world or just be alive. As you probably can infer, I'm not big on the idea of God, but actually, I don't know whether there is or isn't a God. Nothing can be known or unknown, because if you look at religion and science, there's big unanswered questions, like how did the Big Bang happen? Where did God come from? And where does life come from? Because of these unanswered questions, I consider myself agnostic, which is a person who believes nothing is known or can be known about the existence or nature of God, or of nothing beyond material phenomena. A person who claims neither faith nor disbelief in God. I like to keep an open mind because anything can be possible until the answer is found.
This little light of mine, verse 1.
I'll welcome Carol and Zia.
Hello, I'm Carol Stowell, and I'm the mentor for Zia Epperson. Now, first I need to tell you there are 3 people in the Kimberly and Eric family that are sitting in the back row there who are in our coming of age program. And I see their other 2 children back there, EJ and Ari. So it's a family of 5, which is really fabulous. And I got to know, well, yes, the parents too, 7. That's right. Thank you. So I got to know Zia and her family 4 years ago when they came to our auction, sailing, and boating event. Zia wanted to learn kayaking, so she and I went out in separate kayaks to find the turtles. She was a natural athlete and curious and talkative. We had so much fun, and we were gone so long that her mother showed up in another kayak looking for us. I'm sure she was worried. Over the years, I've had a lot of fun with Zia and her mother Kimberly and family. We've gone to a fall festival, hiking, museums, and lunches. We also even participated in a protest together. Zia is always friendly, outgoing, smart as a whip. She is 13, and she's in 8th grade. Oh, you're 14 now?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. I'm sorry. Well, I'm learning all kinds of things. 14.
You learn something new every day.
Okay, and in 8th grade at Dallastown Middle School. It's been fun getting to know her better as her mentor and also her 3 brothers and sister Ari. The family is very close, and they enjoy doing things together, sharing ideas, and just hanging out. Zia also loves to be with her biological father, Jason, who she said is very supportive. It's been fun getting to know the parents, Eric and Kimberly, who are in our friendship circle. It's not easy to manage a blended family, and I know because I'm in a blended family, but they devote so much love and care to their children. We've talked about things we want to do better as parents, and we try to support each other. All the members of the family are involved in UUCY as teachers and students, and in this shared journey of their spiritual life. I admire this family for all their efforts to learn to love and support each other. Zia found it a little difficult to write her credo because things are always changing. And I don't know if I could have done it when I was 14. She has said several times that her ideas are always changing, so she's uncomfortable saying, well, this is what I believe. However, Zia did agree to let me share some of her ideas with you today. She and I both enjoy reading and thinking about fantasy. When I found that out, I bought her a copy of my favorite fantasy series, the Earthsea Trilogy by Ursula Le Guin. The Earthsea Isles are famous for wizards, and the greatest of all was Ged, called also Sparrowhawk in his reckless youth. Hungry for power and knowledge, Sparrowhawk tampered with the long-held secrets and loosened a terrible shadow upon the world. This is the tale of his testing and how he mastered the mighty words of power and tamed an ancient dragon and crossed death's threshold to restore the balance. The author, Ursula Le Guin, has won the Hugo Award, the Nebula Award, and the World Fantasy Award. Well, I gave that to Zia, and she not only read it, but wrote a book report about it. So that made me feel really good. Zia said, I don't really believe in God, but I do believe in fae and fairies. And I've been to so many fairy festivals. There are over 1,000 different kinds of fairies, including brownies. Brownies can be helpful little creatures. If you leave something out, they'll fix it for you. If you leave out ingredients, they'll make something out of it, like brownies. You never want to owe them something because they might use it to take advantage of you. Some people try to negotiate with them to bring back the dead, but watch out. They might trick you and bring back the wrong person. So thank you, Zia, for letting me share something. Do you have something you wanted to say?
Disclaimer, only one type of the brownie is edible.
Oh, only one type of the brownie is edible. Thank you, Zia.
I'm Steve Converse, and this is Ezra. We're going to do things the reverse of what everyone else has done. Ezra's going to tell you about himself, and Ezra's going to tell you about himself, and I'm going to read his credo. So take it away, Ezra.
Well, my name is Ezra, as you know. I'm 14 years old, and I go to Dallastown Area Middle School for 8th grade. This year, I was accepted to York Tech for 9th grade, and I'm going to be pursuing engineering. I like reading books, playing board games, and playing video games. My mentor, Steve Connors, has been a great help and has also been very insightful for what I should put down in my credo. So thank you, Steve. I'm going to let him take it away. Thank you.
Good job, Ezra. Okay, Ezra and I haven't had a lot of time to work out this whole dance here. I just got back from Albania and Italy last night, but didn't want to miss this occasion. Anyway, these are the words of Ezra Zeltman. I approach the world with an open mind, though I do not believe some of the things others do about God and religion. I'm ready to accept evidence and not remain close-minded. I really don't know and don't care what other religions and spiritualities offer. I'm open to change if they show me evidence and what that evidence means. Otherwise, I don't know and don't care. I just try to live my life. Until we have better evidence, I'd rather concentrate on the here and now, where I can make a difference. I believe in the 7 principles because they are human rights that every person should have. Everyone should have an inherent worth and be treated with respect, no matter who they are. However, everyone should be treated with justice so that their actions are paid in kind. Equality means equal for everybody and is a good minimum, but we strive for equity for everyone. We should be compassionate towards others, helping others, and ourselves through hard times. In summation, this youngster is next, by the way. In summation, my beliefs are open and able to change. But at the core, I believe that following these principles allows us to move forward towards a better life. Until otherwise, I will continue to work towards those principles and keep open to learn and make learning from my experiences in the world at large.
My name is Julie Amberg. Dayton Higgins wasn't able to be with us this morning, so I'm one of 2 mentors that Dayton had. Her first mentor was Sherry Lord. She started coming to UUCY last spring and became very active, and last November when the call went out for mentors, she volunteered. She told us at the time she might be moving in the spring, and in fact, she moved to Tennessee last month. So I got to step in and help Dayton with her Credo writing, which was a real pleasure for me. I first got to know Dayton 2 years ago when I was a teacher for RE. She had moved here with her family, her mother Jade, her brothers Noah and Coyle, and her sister Evie, and also her grandmother, Suzanne Berbert, whom a lot of you know. Suzanne's been so active in the church. Their family has really been delightful, and I'm so glad they're part of our community. Dayton has always, even 2 years ago, she's 14 now, I guess 12, 2 years ago, she was always such a mature person, kind of mature beyond her years. She's thoughtful, patient, caring, and compassionate, especially in tending to her younger brother and sister. She's in the 8th grade at York Middle School, where her favorite subjects are English, art, and French. And she loves playing sports, including track, wrestling, and field hockey. Here is her credo in her words. I believe in loving people as they are, not as I wish them to be. Everyone carries a story, and I want to meet them with empathy, not judgment. I believe in taking responsibility for my actions, my words, and the space I take up in the world. Being accountable isn't a burden, it's a way to grow and be true to myself. I believe in connection, in the moments when we show up for each other, in helping without expecting anything in return. Kindness is key. I've been to countless churches, and each one held something good, but none felt like home. Too often I was told what I should believe instead of being asked what I do believe. My faith is not about rules, it's about searching, wondering, and feeling. It's about love that doesn't need labels. I don't have everything figured out, but I know I want to live with heart, speak with truth, and move through this world with purpose and care. Just like Buddha said, if you light a lamp for someone else, it will also brighten your path.
Good morning. My name is Steve Snell, and I do want to say that Jericho Epperson made a point of saying that they had his age wrong in the bio. He's only 15, but I am witness that age keeps coming. It's really been a pleasure to get to know him. He's finishing the 10th grade at Dallastown, and like a lot of kids his age, he likes video games, but he likes board games, he likes coding, he likes cooking. And in fact, he has a part-time job at the Thai Cafe in Dallastown, and my guess is that he'd like to get into the kitchen there at some point. Jericho is definitely authentic, genuine, a bit of a free spirit, and definitely has a sense of self-confidence that I think most kids his age do not have. He's looking forward to school being out only, I guess, because he's going with a program at Dallastown to Chincoteague, where he's going to study marine biology. So with that, Jericho, I'll stay here.
Hello. As stated before, I'm Jericho. I consider myself an agnostic, which means that I believe that gods might be real, but that we don't know. And as a questioner, I need evidence that can be backed. Meaning I will not trust a drug that one person takes and gets better, as there could be another reason they got better. More specifically, if someone says they saw God, I will question if you really saw God, or maybe if there's another explanation, like you were just hallucinating. I believe in acceptance of people regardless of where they came from. Our history as a nation has not always followed in my thought. Like in World War II, we sent Japanese citizens to internment camps. I value bringing hope to as many people as I can, like not leaving people out of activities. I believe that love and caring start with one person learning to understand what another person is going through and being there to support them or just listen to them. Like if my friend lost one of their pets, I would sit with them and listen about how great a pet they were, or just be there to comfort them. One person building connections with another person can help save people. And then they will hopefully go on to pay it forward and help the next person who needs help. And then they will go on to help another friend, or maybe just a random person who needs help. It could be as small as just sitting and listening to them, or as big as helping them get back on their feet. Thank you.
Stand next to me. Good morning. My name is Mary Barnes, and it has been my honor to serve Bella as Bella Emmig's mentor this year. Bella is a 9th grader at York County Vocational School, where she is studying to become a teacher. She enjoys math, reading fantasy novels and mythology, and listening to music. She is a member of her school's drama club and is a powerful athlete who excels in soccer. I have known Bella since she was a very little girl and she began attending UUCY. She was in my Sunday school classes. But I've also gotten to know her through our annual trips to Meadowbrook Gorge with her sister, who I also mentored, and her mother. I have seen Bella grow into a self-assured, determined young woman who, I have no doubt, will live out her beliefs in her chosen profession. It is my privilege to share her credo with you this morning. No, I changed it. We're going to start with a story. When Bella was about 6 or 7, she and her family went on a camping trip. They were using a tent at the time because they didn't have their camper then. When they got to the campsite, it was storming. They were trying to pitch their tent, but the combination of the falling rain and strong wind was making it hard for them. The family across from them noticed them struggling and came over and helped them. With the help of that family, they were successfully able to pitch their tent. Those simple acts of kindness from the family showed Bella that most people have empathy and kindness, and just choose not always to show it. It also showed her that it's okay to open up and take help when it is offered or even ask for it. Bella believes it's important to both have someone there for you, but still focus on yourself. Bella believes self-healing is very important, and for her, sometimes it's just going outside to get fresh air, or journaling, or even listening to music. Bella also thinks you are never alone because you have Mother Nature around with you, even when you are not outside. Just like a spirit, it goes with you everywhere, even after death. She believes that when you die, you have a choice to either go to heaven or be remembered as your spirit animal. Those are her beliefs, and she'd like to thank you for letting me share them with you.
I'd like to say a few things in response to that magnificent sermon that we just heard from multiple voices. I took a lot of notes for my future sermons, and I'm wondering if maybe I just found a couple guest speakers for our Sundays when I'm away. So thank you so much. I also wanted to share with you that I had to do my own credo, not in the coming of age, because I didn't grow up Unitarian Universalist, but I did it in seminary, and mine was 25 to 30 pages over 2 semesters. So it was a lot, and it's hard to think about these really hard questions, these big questions about what you believe and what you think you know. You all took about 5 months or so to put these together, to meet with each other and discuss. Our building your own theology class that met for only 3 weeks on Zoom has also been asking themselves these same questions. So these things happen over the course of our lives. Multiple times we reassess what we believe. I mean, if you think about it, even the 10 Commandments, which was written in stone, was shattered at some point. It fell apart. And you know what they did? The Hebrews actually kept it with them, those shattered pieces, and they traveled with those shattered pieces and what you might know as the Ark of the Covenant. not just in Indiana Jones, but it was a vessel where they carried things with them. And so as you carry these changing credos and sets of beliefs with you, know that even the ones that feel like they break at times are still really valuable and worthy of carrying with you. And we will also carry some of these pieces of wisdom with us as we consider what we believe in light of your shared experience. So I'd like for our youth, I know you probably don't love standing in front of people, but I would like you to come just in an act of ritual to stand in front of your congregation that you've been a part of for parts of your life, lengths of your life. In this coming of age service, we have the sacred opportunity to say out loud to these young people what is always true, but often goes unsaid. So beginning with these mentors, thank you for your dedication to supporting these youth along the path on their journeys. We invite you to join us in a common liturgy listed on one of the pages of your order of service, and families and congregants, please turn to that as we continue with this blessing. Mentors, I'll read with you. We give thanks for the unique gift that is you, and we delight in who you are becoming. We are grateful to offer you some of the wisdom we have learned, and we open our hearts to learn from you. Remember that your questions are themselves sacred, and you can seek community among Unitarian Universalists no matter where your journey leads. Thank you, mentors. I invite now the parents and families, grandparents, siblings, extended families, anyone who is here to support one of these youth. Would you please read the words printed in your order of service with me? We give thanks for the unique blessing that is you, and we delight in who you are becoming. We are grateful to have been here for your beginning. We celebrate this milestone on your journey, and we look forward to your future. We offer you our love and support at each step of your journey, and we bless your path of spiritual discovery. And now I would like to invite the congregation, anyone who considers themselves to be a part of this spiritual community, whether you are an official member of this congregation, a friend, or you can simply claim this community as your own in some way. Would you rise in body or in spirit to read these words together? We give thanks for the unique gift that is you, and we delight in who you are becoming. Thank you for showing us more about love, beauty, creativity, resilience, and joy. We offer you our care and the gift of spiritual community. We want to partner with you in making this world a more loving and just place for future generations. Thank you for holding us accountable to our shared values and boldest dreams. Thank you for reminding us to laugh, play, make art, and imagine what is not yet possible. Thank you. You may be seated, and you also may have, that was a joke. Come on back. We want to deliver something to you as a token of our, we have this Unitarian Universalist pocket guide. It's a lovely little volume that's been recently updated that talks about the faith, and you can just kind of hold it with you, refer to it anytime, or share it with someone that you think might enjoy it. I just wanted to bless your paths today. So now that you have your gifts, I invite you to sit and receive just one more message. Would everyone join me in a spirit of prayer as we bless the path of these youth that are coming of age? Spirit of life and possibility, we give you thanks for these young people and those everywhere who embody our hopes for the future. We see the unique gifts that each of you embody, and we give thanks for the lessons that you've learned on your journeys thus far. We celebrate your triumphs and mourn the things that bring you pain. We want you to be happy and at ease, able to transform your suffering into wisdom, able to free yourselves and to experience all that life has to offer. As a spiritual community, we want to bless your path today, so let's all just take a moment to reflect on things that we wish we had known at this juncture in our lives. What core values or essential qualities have we learned matter most when all the nonsense falls away? In a spirit of prayer, I invite you to speak aloud a few of those things, imagining them perhaps as stones that might pave the way forward, safe touchstones that you might guide their journey. Courage. Belonging. Compassion. Self-acceptance. Generosity. Clarity. Gratitude. Love. Authenticity. Silliness. Joy. Jericho, Thea, Bella, Avery, Nora, and Ezra. Receive our blessings and know that we care for you and are here for you as a spiritual community. May you always know that you have value and worth, not because of what you do, but solely based on who you are, a child of the universe and deeply beloved by this community. We also hope that you'll be moved to some amazing things in the world. Yours is a path of plenitude and potential. May you travel it authentically and with the blessing of this community traveling with you. May it be so, and amen. We now move into our time of offering.
We now invite you into generosity as we collect our weekly offering. Each week, we commit to share our offering collection with a community organization that upholds our values. Our Share the Plate partner for May is the Period Poverty Awareness Initiative. Low-income individuals within our community who already experience housing and food insecurity also do not have the resources to obtain menstrual hygiene products. It is an unseen public health issue that creates a lot of shame and stigma. It impacts a person's ability to show up at work or school. To address this health challenge, for the past 2 years, UUCY, in partnership with St. Paul's Lutheran Church, has raised funds to supply menstrual products for the St. Paul's Food Pantry. This social justice initiative has been well received and appreciated by individuals attending the food pantry. The cost of products has risen steadily over the past year and is expected to increase significantly this coming year. The shape of justice can be as simple as a tampon. Let us continue the support in this worthy endeavor. Our ushers will now come forward to collect the offering. If this is your first time visiting with us, please feel free to let the basket pass you by. Your presence is a gift.
Teach me how to say
Please join us in extinguishing our chalice, and your home chalices if you have lit them, with the words printed in your order of service. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. Those we carry in our hearts until we are together again.
Thank you both. Thank you all. My goodness, can we just get another round of applause? We are truly enriched by your reflection and sharing with us, and we hope that you keep our blessings with you as you continue on your journeys. You may be familiar with this benediction as you may have used it during your sessions. It reads, "Go out into the world in peace, be of good courage, hold fast to what is good, return to no one evil for evil, strengthen the faint-hearted, help the suffering, be patient with all, love all beings." We are so grateful also to the board for providing our lunch today so we can gather with full bellies and happy hearts for our spring congregational meeting shortly. As a quick reminder, people with gluten allergies like myself are invited to visit the kitchen window to request a gluten-free meal before the congregational meeting. And if you have other dietary restrictions or concerns, I am certain that the folks at the kitchen window will be able to assist you in finding some safe food for you. At the request of our coming-of-age youth, our sending song this morning is the familiar tune, "As You Go." So please rise in body or in spirit to sing together, "As You Go."